Parties Podcast, WATP.
This is a big victory lap for him here.
OJ, have you ever made love to a woman that looks like Star Jones? OJ, come on.
That's me.
Is this a sign of racism that people never accept your innocent verdict? OJ, you're not talking to us. Can you sign my knife?
Ah, bingo!
OJ,
Can you sign my name?
There it
Brett
is.
Goldman sure holds a grudge, doesn't he?
All right. This is where it gets extra pathetic. So the limo door is closed. All right. The interview, John's going to explain this is an interview. It was not. He's just yelling at OJ, which many people have done in the past. A lot of people have yelled at OJ as he's walking by. But John's going to explain this was an interview. But watch this. He has to read the rest of the jokes that other people wrote for him, even though the door is closed and no one can hear him.
OJ,
Look at how John watches
do you
himself.
have any respect for people who think you're innocent? OJ, will you feature a cartoon of the murder on the website?
He's laughing at his...
OJ, do you think the real murderer should get the death penalty? OJ. OJ.
So I wouldn't have played that whole video if I were John. That didn't look great.
Douche.
Hero of the Stupid.
There you go.
I wouldn't have
There
played
you
that
go.
whole thing if I was Howard
There
Stern.
you go.
He didn't. Hold on. Watch him explain.
Vindicated. And it is an interview. It is. Just because he didn't respond, the door was open. He heard the question, OJ, will you sign my knife? He heard it. The door was open. That's all I said. I never said he responded.
That was an interview because he heard it? That's how interviewing works.
It's an ambush.
Yes,
got
that's not an interview.
At one point there at the beginning, he got the microphone in.
Right. And he didn't answer.
Therefore, it's an interview.
Yeah, that hilarious to me that he has to, and he even knows that wasn't an interview because everyone's telling him now that they've seen the tape, like, John, that's not an interview. You were just yelling at OJ as he was walking by and going to get into his limo.
I love that John watching this at the beginning. He goes, "That's me."
I know. If you're just joining us now, that's a young stuttering John. Yeah, we know. We know that.
Although, yeah, it would have to be pointed out if you had them side by side.
Good point. Yes. So there it is. He asked OJ to sign his knife. I paid him the $100. As soon as I saw that video surfaced. It was making the rounds. People were fucking with John because it was out there, but then they were manipulating the video so that John couldn't see it. But I saw it, so I went, okay, I'm going to be the bigger person here. I lost the bet. I paid him the money. As soon as I saw the video, I paid him the money, and I even super chatted him and said, John, check your PayPal. It's $100 in there for you. And he checked it right away, and he was very happy.
Carl, by any metric, paying a bet that you lost does not make you the bigger person.
Correct. That is true, Vinnie. I could have let this go a little bit longer until John actually showed the video because he could not find it on his own. I saw it. He had not seen it yet. So I could have let this thing play out a little bit longer. That's, I think, what people wanted me to do. But I'm like, you know what?
I'm going to write a check, and then that person's going to Venmo it. And
I think it was Missy B who said you should pay him a penny at a time. I was like, that's kind of funny. If I just like, all right, John, I can give you $5 today. I'll give you $2.50 next week. I just fucking, that would have been hilarious.
No, I'll get it to you, John. I'll get it all to you.
Just stretch it out forever.
super chat
funny
him
as hell.
$1.99.
Or if I just got one of those giant jars full of pennies and mailed it to him, that would have been funny too. So there were a few things I could have done, but you know what? I was the bigger person, Vinny. I was the bigger person. I'm glad you're here to counterbalance this today. I don't like it when everyone just agrees with each other on this show.
Oh, I know what you mean.
So you're
yeah.
Team Stuttering John. I think it's going to go well for you. I'm looking forward to this. So John is starting up his show about me. Why do they podcast? And you know how he does this.
Can you play the video, please?
He plays the video. Not once. Not twice.
Thrice.
Thrice. And it never gets old.
Each one a dagger into his heart.
Now, let's get to the part of the show where I'm going to enjoy.
Why do they podcast? WDTP.
You love
Funny every time. You know what I love about it?
when John reacts and laughs at
Why
it?
do they podcast?
hold your thoughts till we get through all three of these.
John, why would I wear a flannel? Then I find the picture of him with the flannel.
Why do they podcast? WDTP.
What I don't understand about that Photoshop.
Hold on.
Uh,
All right, I'm sorry. I just like to let the videos play because there's other shows that never let anything play, and I
Forgive
get
me.
endlessly frustrated.
I just
by
keep
it.
forgetting that video keeps going.
It just keeps going and going.
I just can't stop watching that clip.
Neither
I
could
love it.
John. He fucking loves it. And anytime he gets positive reinforcement on it, like people go on there, they go, I think that's really funny because they're trolling him. He goes, well, yeah, of course it is. I have a clip of that coming up.
Why do you think we're trolling him? Because we say it's good. I love it.
Yeah, no, I know you're being sincere.
Yes, I love
with your
it.
relationship
I
with
personally
John.
think it's great.
There are other people who are just pretending they enjoy John's comedy. I know
Who,
you
DG?
are. You are sincere. Yeah, DG,
That
is
DG?
trolling. Yeah, DG is trolling John.
Piece of shit.
He is a piece of shit. We'll get into him in a little bit.
Yeah, good.
Before that, though,
Bring the hammer.
Vinny decided to send over John some more material on me. Vinny sent John the Creep Off episode from Monday before the video had been released.
No.
And I was talking, this was before the video was released, of him asking OJ for the,
Gotcha.
right? So at this time, I had not lost the bet yet. In fact, in my mind, John, because he'd not proven anything, had probably lost the bet. So this is John. He's getting very excited about what's going on here. But first, he has no idea how to goof on our show at all. And this is someone who's unprepared for life, for a show, for comedy, to entertain people. He has no idea what he's doing.
put him in a body bag. Yeah.
And I'll say this, Vinny. I know you're going to want to.
I need that for the board.
I know you're going to want to yell all over this video. It's a little bit longer, but you have to demonstrate how bad he is at this. Let it play, and then we can discuss.
Listen,
Make
if
some
I'm
mental
anything,
notes.
you tell me I'm on a team. I'm an objective
Okay.
observer.
Great. Okay, let's see.
Okay. The creep off.
Dude, we did it.
What do we do?
We are live at 1:03 p.m. on time. Adults girl Jessica.
Hello. Happy Monday.
Now, Vinny didn't give me time
Super
code.
Chat Monday,
Right.
Jen.
Oh, I should have
Thank
said
you for
that.
reminding me.
Look at those teeth. Look at those teeth. Holy fucking shit. Look at those teeth. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. Snaggletooth. Snaggly. Snaggly. Snaggly.
Gums.
Look at them. Snaggly. Hey, Snaggly. Raggy. Snaggly. Raggy.
What?
Skull. Snaggly.
Funniest thing I've ever seen.
All right. Let's go back. Let's see when this
Okay,
thing is.
let's
I have
get
Penny
serious
for
now.
It is a holiday. Jessica. What did you just say? Hold on.
All right.
Adults, so he knows what's
All right.
That's why he had a hard time selling
that's
shirts.
that's why he's giving.
Come on, Vinny.
Jessica, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks,
Welcome.
Jess.
We have a competition to do, and we're going to get after it. Because I won last week, that means that I will be going first.
Well, we'll call a pay.
Before we do, let's hit up some super chats, and we will hit
John,
super
buddy,
chats
show's not
up
about you.
again. It's
Vinny, you should have given me time
Charlie
code.
Pasternak. Him as a personal trainer to Oprah Winfrey show. And that's where we're going to stop at Kanye West because, right?
Now, this isn't the first time that Ye has acted erratically.
All right.
Some
Come on.
friend of yours told you or you saw in a tweet.
All right, already.
Oh, come on, Vinny.
Pause that real quick.
Certainly. The impact of certain drugs
Vinny.
fucking live.
You've just
And I'm just saying, I can't prove anything. I'll let everybody else decide. That's all I'm going to say about that.
You've just brought up a second drug that I've used quite a bit.
All right, Vinny. You know what? Give me a fucking time code.
Okay, so I wanted to play that because it gets confusing when you and I are talking, and also you and I are talking in the clip.
Sure.
So I think it's important that we play that. So what John was doing was scrubbing through the creep off, trying to find whatever he's trying to find there, and has no idea where to look. So he's just going a few minutes at a time, in. Now, do you want to explain why John's an idiot on this one?
Well, John, buddy, pal, not a great move because here's the deal. He sent me a text While I was working at the club, we're putting in a brand new sound equipment into the showroom, so we were testing shit. I did not have time to respond to everything he was asking.
Yeah, a lot of people have lives outside of their podcast, John. You'll be shocked to know that we have things going on.
And he goes, "Can you send me the link to the creep off where you're giving him shit about the bet?" And I'm like, "Huh. Listen, I'll have to go find it. I'm currently working with the sound guy installing our new showroom board." Then he doesn't say anything, and I finished up. I had a minute for a break. I ran into the studio, and I'm like, "Let me see if I can find this real quick
What a good friend.
this will be fun. This will be fun to
I
see."
just want
how
to see
this
Vinnie
goes.
run.
Look at the content. Are you people seeing the content? You're welcome.
You're a good friend, I'm telling you.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Now, I texted him this 30 minutes in with the link.
Okay, so you did give a timestamp.
30 minutes in.
30 minutes in.
Now,
So what
I
happens
finished
next?
up and I went to my car and I turned this on.
Yep.
Keep going.
Now what happens next is John's mad at you, and then I don't know if you call him or if he just looks at his phone, but he finally figures this out.
30 minutes in. Thank you. All right.
So what happened there? Did he finally look back at his phone and see your message?
I texted him again
You texted
because I
him
was in
again.
my car.
Okay.
And I had it going through the speakers of my car. And I go, Siri, text John.
Yeah,
tell him
yeah.
30 minutes in.
Okay.
And he's still going. I'm listening to him still struggle. And then going, "God damn it, Vinnie, why didn't you give me a time code?" So I just said, "Hey, Siri, call John." And
All
I
right.
called him.
So
and
let's
I
see what he
told
does
him.
with this now.
Yeah.
Because if there's one thing I've learned about John through all of this is that he takes his W's in stride. He's the bigger man. And while he enjoys winning from time to time, he doesn't rub it in anyone's face because he knows he might take an L next week. You know, so he doesn't want to overdo it with the W's here.
All right.
Not on one of your shows. Is he going to be subreddit surfing?
Well, I might have him on this show one of these days when you're off, when
That'd
you're
be
traveling.
great. That would be fantastic. I'd love to see him try.
Creepiest guy named Carl. It'll be, let's go, John.
Hey, come on.
You mean Lady K?
Yastrzemski.
That'd be amazing.
Okay, so he says, by the way, he's got Richie Wilson and Doug Goodstein both vouching for the fact that he interviewed OJ.
That wasn't the
and
bet.
you won't pay up.
That wasn't the bet, Vinny. If you heard the
Bullshit! Bullshit, you liar! You're a fucking liar. You said proof or the video.
Right.
Now you're going to backtrack. Lady K. You said proof or the video.
Yeah, proof or proof, right.
But look at it. This is the cowardly Carl.
Oh, that's a good nickname, too.
Now I'm cowardly because I want proof in order before I pay someone with a bet that we had.
You fucking pussy.
I don't understand why John thinks that's proof. I explained that to him to his face last Monday night. That's not proof. And then I asked DG, because he's a moron, I'm like, is that proof? He goes, well, it depends. I'm like, no, it's either proof or it's not. It's not proof. Two people who are your friends saying something happened 25 years ago. It's not
I
proof.
seem to
You
recall
put DG
somewhere,
on the spot.
Oh, I know. He was not ready for that. Oh.
I seem to recall somewhere that if you had two witnesses to something,
From 25 years ago.
yeah,
Yep.
that was pretty good. Having
Nope.
two witnesses.
That was pretty good.
It's not proof.
I am no lawyer, but I hear
That is
that's
not-
pretty good.
That is not proof
Pretty
at
good.
all. Okay. So this is fun because there's this guy who's been super chatting John. His name is Ray Ping Yu. And John's been reading his name all week.
no.
He finally figured out what that means
Oh, John.
in this clip.
John. Oh, buddy. No.
Ray Ping you. I just got that. You know, I finally got that. Thanks for $5. Carl,
I finally
taking
pronounced it
more
correctly.
L's recently than the Bills in the Super Bowl. It's like shooting fish in a barrel for the juice leg. Get him, Menza Melendez. I know. Carl's just losing and losing.
Okay. My favorite part about that is that John does not pick up on anything that's going on in his own show. This person is goofing on him to his face. He's like, yep, you're right. I'm the winner here. Get him, Mensa Melendez. He doesn't know that's an insult. Okay. So, again, I like the way that John is handling this victory. You know, it's $100. I'm $100 lighter right now. I'm feeling it.
Did he read the J word?
Oh, did he? Let's go back.
I don't think he did. I
Maybe
think he
if
skipped
it's
it.
a super chat, it's not his words.
Well, hold on. Yeah, did he read that?
More L's recently than the Bills in the Super Bowl. It's like shooting fish in a barrel for the juice leg. Get
Oh, no.
Wayward McGee over here.
John,
Yikes.
you can't let him trick you like that.
Oh, no.
Buddy.
I didn't realize he was an anti-Semite. Did you guys know that about John?
Carl.
I just found out.
I'm crushed. I'm heartbroken. Not John. Not Vinny's friend John. No. It can't be.
I'm going to start crying like Brendan.
We just did a bonus show on the Creep Off yesterday. Blind Mike joined us, and we inducted Chris D'Elia into the Creep Off Hall of Fame. And it's a fantastic episode because, of course, we played the reaction when Fighter and the Kid had to respond to them realizing
I
that their
can't talk right now.
Brendan Schaub is so upset he's crying on his own show, which is hilarious. But you found the greatest clips ever. Theo Vaughn talking about how he bangs underage girls long before anyone was accusing him of that.
Yeah, just cracking jokes about
Fucking
it.
great.
It really is good.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, it's a good episode.
Yeah,
You
it's
should listen to it.
worth checking out. Okay.
I'd pat you on the back, John, but your hand is in the way. Hey, look, man. See, this is how you guys work. You all call me a liar. I don't know what I'm talking about. And then I get it right. And now you're all like, oh, don't brag. Get out of here. Of course I'm going to brag.
You know,
The fuck? That's what a bet is. At the pub, sometimes if you lose, when we used to have the chips, there's this guy, what's that? Don Yeagerbaum. Don Yeagerbaum. He would just put the chip on his forehead to piss you off. Well, that's what I'm doing now. I'm rubbing it in to Lady K. Go get him, Vinny.
I kind of
Daniel the
love.
bet. I didn't introduce this. He
Carl.
did. He said, if I could produce tape of me asking OJ to sign my knife, you owe me $100. And I said, yes.
Is that a transcript?
I can get it.
Yeah, get it. Go ahead, Carla.
Who said that? And then immediately called Doug Goodstein to say, hey, didn't I interview OJ?
What's interesting here is you have 3 people who all remember this, and you won't accept it.
Well, the other interesting part.
There you go. Thank you, Vinny. Very
welcome,
good job,
buddy.
Vinny.
Thank
See,
you, John.
Vinny, you're a good man.
Yes, that's
You're
what
a
I've been
good
saying this
man.
whole time.
You're having too much fun. I don't like it.
Listen, he is right though that he should celebrate this because, dude, you're fucking been
needs
fucking
it.
with this guy
He
for
needs it.
forever.
I know, he needs
You
it.
can't just let him have the fucking win and
I
not be
am
happy.
Dude, I'm playing
You
his fucking
are,
victory speech.
but it doesn't
over
make you the
here.
bigger man.
Well, I know. It's fine. I love that every story that John tells is back to the pub. Have you noticed that? Every single time, that's the only experience he has outside of sitting in his shitty apartment and podcasting. It's just like, well, you know, at the pub when this would happen, and then at the pub that would happen. I miss when he used to go to a job, talk about that,
Or do stand up.
yeah, boom. Those are the stories I enjoyed. When the kids all carried him out on their shoulders from math class. That's the story I enjoyed.
And he was just on a stream every day going, how can I reach these kids?
How can I reach these kids? All right. So John's going to get real fired up in this one. And listen, we've been talking about FKB for a little while now, ever since Kevin Brennan tried to sabotage my first interview with Stuttering John, did everything he could to get John. In fact, he was successful because John went, yep, I'm not doing it, got in his car and started driving to the pub. So KB did everything in his power to sabotage the show. And ever since then, I've been like, oh, Kevin, that wasn't cool. And I guess John is seeing things my way all of a sudden.
Thank you. I'm glad at least people, that means you're not a narcissist. If you can admit that you're wrong, you know, and say, I am sorry, then you're not a narcissist. On the other hand, Lady K, complete narcissist. He can't.
Did I just say I was wrong and I paid him the money for the bet? What is he talking about?
Well, he invented a word, narcissist.
Yeah, maybe I am a narcissist.
That means asshole who pays his bets. You are a narcissist.
On the other hand, Lady K, complete narcissist. He can't even admit he was wrong.
Agreed.
John beats Lady K again, and for the first time, I'm going to say, yeah, FKB.
All right.
Oh.
Fucking guy, fucking mad at me because he didn't say the time. He didn't say PST or EST, and I'm fucking at fault. Like it was a malicious thing, Kevin. I was trying to hurt you. Then you do now 3 days beating me up for what? For what?
For being a buffoon dummy. Yeah. That's why.
I mean, if I was talking to John, I would say, Bud, listen, you can't expect the show time to change because you went somewhere else. Because you're in a different place.
Now,
the show still happens at the same time.
Let me point this out. You're right. If he was in Florida, he would have been there on time for it.
Right.
But that where you are physically in the world has nothing to do with when Shuley goes on live.
Correct.
I understand your point. It's not difficult to comprehend. It shouldn't be anyway. So as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, I don't think KB has paid John the $100 that he promised him to snipe the Uncle Rico show yet.
Well, because KB's a nurse.
He's a narcissist.
He's a narcissist.
Yes. So I don't think that that has happened yet, and that's why John is finally met. Not that KB's calling him an idiot and calling him out. It's the fact that he owes him $100 he hasn't paid him yet. That's what John's pissed about.
I don't understand why John doesn't go nuts on KB because he talks some real shit about him. And if I were John, I'd be very upset. In fact, I had to tell him that.
Yeah, you should. You gonna text him right now?
No, I might.
Be like, hey, I'm on WTP right now with Carl. We're watching these clips, and I don't know why you're not even more upset with Kevin Brennan. Hey, I'll tell Vinnie what to text to John.
No.
I'm kidding. I don't want to spoil your real friendship. I'm
Thank
kidding.
you.
Yes.
Thank you,
fine.
friend. Relationships are built on mutual respect.
Correct. And trust.
Of course.
Yes, of course.
So what I want to point out here is Kevin Brennan, since this whole incident with you, it's like you went up against Johnny Cush. Everything's starting to crumble over there.
It seems that way to me. It doesn't seem like it's going as well as it once was.
Like the numbers, I haven't really been following, but I tune in and I just don't recognize anybody. I have no idea who any of the guests are.
Yeah,
it's hard to get into.
The guest he had yesterday, I had no idea who that person was.
It's very strange.
And I'm pretty tuned in to this whole world that we
And the
live
whole
in.
time he was talking shit about my friend Stuttering John. And
That's
that
not
will
cool.
not stand.
I'm not going to stand for that.
I won't stand
We're
for
the ones who
it.
talk shit about Stuttering John around here, not Kevin Brennan. I invented that shit.
The enemy of my enemy, John.
All right, so now John is going to pick up on the fact that I'm not an attractive person. And he's
Say the guy's slow, but come on.
Yeah.
bro.
So this is great because the old pot, checking out the kettle on this one.
Look how big his nose is. I never noticed. And look at all the gloss coming from it. This is the guy who makes fun of me for having some snot coming. Or
Well, yeah, that's a very different thing.
You see this picture of me that you stopped on? I want to fucking hang myself right now just looking at this screen. Why are you doing this to me, John? This is horrific.
What's crazy about this, John? Well, first of all, the reason why I'm
Oh my God.
the reason why I'm glossy is because for some reason on Mondays at the comedy club it's 89 degrees inside. Not for some reason, because a guy named Mark doesn't want to turn the air conditioning. God forbid it'd be comfortable in that place. But whatever, I'm not complaining about that today. I'll do that on Monday, on Labor Day. But what's hilarious here is that John just said he's making fun of my looks. He goes, and this guy makes fun of me just because there's snot running down my face. Like that's a very different thing, don't you think, John?
look how big his nose is. I never noticed. And look at all the gloss coming from it. This is the guy who makes fun of me for having some snot coming. Or look.
I got my nose from my parents. Are you calling out my parents, John? I thought we were leaving family out of this.
Look at all that's going on that face. Ugh. Dude, his last name should be Moorhead. More head than hair. I mean, look at that. Look how big that... I could land a plane on that forehead.
What an ugly, ugly man.
Pretty good jokes. You got me there.
What kind of played?
So then I go on to explain that this interview with OJ was out there. It should be online because there's so many different people who are recording everything that happened. And I even said when Howard Stern went off the air in Rochester back in the early 2000s, my buddy Croge was burning every episode onto his CDs and handing them to me so I could still listen to the Howard Stern show. And so John turns that into this.
In other words, you're an obsessed fan who decided to turn on me to make money. So that house that you bought in Florida that you think is the house that Tooth built, the house that Bad Tooth built, the house that Snaggletooth built, really is the house that SJ built.
You gonna argue that?
I am, for two reasons.
Okay.
The first one being when I started making fun of John, I made zero money podcasting. It only cost me money. I was not doing it I wasn't just like, ooh, I know how I'll start making tens of dollars a month. I'll goof on Stuttering John Melendez. This will be my grand scheme of things. It wasn't that calculated.
Carl,
It was a
I was
hobby.
at that meeting, and I specifically remember
I didn't make money when I was making fun of John.
you had a whiteboard. There's a picture of Opie.
Yeah.
There was a picture of John. I was there.
What does this all mean, Pee-wee?
There was a lot of yard. There was all
Yeah, right. I was connecting dots and things. Where does Patrick Michael fit in? I don't know yet, but we'll get there. We'll figure it out. So obviously that was not the case. And also, this is a little bit personal, but I'll point it out. I used to be a partner in a company. That's why I was able to save up money to buy a second house. It wasn't because I was goofing on Stuttering John. So just so he knows, I did do stuff for money before I was goofing on SJ. But again, John desperately needs this W this week.
You should just, and you know what, man? The next time you do that show, you should go, you were wrong. You were wrong, Lady K. You were wrong. And all you assholes in this chat room who was telling me Gary Garver, all you assholes on Reddit and Dabblers Anonymous, and all you assholes on Shuley's Anonymous like the Phantom Dennis and Hackverse Anonymous and all the other Anonymouses, you were all wrong.
Idiots.
I would like to take this
Stuttering
moment.
John was right.
Did he just call the
you
super
were
chatters
all wrong.
assholes?
School!
He's turning a W into an L right before our very eyes.
I would like to take a
doing?
moment and tell you, Lady K, that you were wrong, and I'm proud of you for paying off your bet like a gentleman
I
should.
was wrong, yes.
So I'm
He
proud
did
of you
win.
for that. You're still an asshole to this guy. He has no reason to like you. You have no reason to like him.
Wasn't there a
and
thing-
that's the way everything is best.
Wasn't there a thing in the NFL, excessive celebration? I want to say that there was a rule that they used to have where if the team celebrated too much, they got a penalty.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on this. There was like a field goal made, and they ended up taking it back because they had to redo the kick because of excessive celebration. They missed it.
Yeah.
This is what John is doing right now. I'm throwing the flag, 15
Right.
yards.
Says the guy with
Excessive.
the victory lap jingle.
Excessive
Says
celebration.
the guy with the victory lap jingle.
Speaking of victory lap jingles, my boy, Mr. Magenta.
Happy
came up-
birthday, Mr. Magenta.
Mr. Magenta came through with one for us here.
Victory lap, StutJo's taking a victory lap. $100, pay up now, so I don't gotta eat puppy chow. Fuck Carl, I'm taking a victory lap.
All right. And this is John doing his crazy victory lap right here.
And Lady K is sitting there now, probably watching me
Yup.
and knowing I won. I won. And you're a loser. Carl, want to come on? You want to come on and put some gum in your nose and stand in the corner? You want to come on? I'll send you the link. You can come on right now, Carl. You can come on and now take it like a man. Or like the cowgirl that you are.
You show the picture.
I'll send you the
Show
link.
the picture.
Cowgirl.
Chris Holmes, Skinny Chad Zumach. Impossible. Thanks for $2. WT intro is the best and funny. Of course
Agreed.
it is.
Of course it is, he says.
I'm funny. I am funny.
Says the unfunny prick.
Better than I so.
I'm funny. Who says that? Losers do. Losers say that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a big win for Stuttering John. Very proud of himself. I love that he still is calling me a cowgirl. It was a cow bikini. That's not what cowgirls dress like. It was a cow bikini.
Yeah.
I'm not a cowgirl.
I like Cowgirl Carl.
All right. Fair enough. Good enough.
I think that
Well, you're
honestly,
the
I
one who
think
found out that photo
Oh, yeah.
that no one's ever seen before.
yeah, it was never been out there. It's never released.
No
It
one's
was from
ever seen that.
Carl's private boudoir
It
collection.
wasn't the main photo of our
He
Discord
gave
server or
it. He
anything
gave
like
it
that.
to Jenny for Valentine's Day. It was supposed to be a secret.
I love that John was acting like this was a secret photo that no one knew about. Meanwhile, there's like professional lighting. I'm up on a stage. I'm posing.
Well-
Mark was there. Vinnie was there. Everyone's laughing their asses off at my expense.
Yeah. Well,
Took
the
it like a
reason why
man.
nobody saw it was because it was on the creep off.
That's a good point. Now it's out there. Now it's definitely out there. All right. So that was Thursday night. John, I wasn't watching. I had my fantasy football draft because I'm so cool and popular.
Cool guy you are.
I still play fantasy football. What am I doing? So I'm obviously in DG's head. This is now fast forwarding to yesterday on Friday.
I don't trust that DG.
Yeah. So check this out because I explained to him that he's boring and that he's not long for this Dabbleverse because no one gives a shit about him. And you could tell that he took that to heart.
Okay, so now here's Muttering Jay. I can't believe I'm actually applauding his work. Rich Goldman, thank you for $2. Apologize for what said about your mom on KB.
You know what, man? That moment when you and KB were talking, like for reals. I know I'm fucking cheesy and whatever, and I'm boring. Fuck you guys. But that moment when you and KB were talking about that, dude, you cracked that little KB shell for a second. Like you got him thinking about, about his past. It was pretty interesting.
Wow, DG with praise for Stuttering John. Never heard that before. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. This is nuts though because John is actually pulling up Muttering Jay. Muttering Jay has been tormenting John for years on Twitter. All of a sudden, Muttering Jay's going after the Shuli Network, and now they're BFFs. This is the thing about John is just like you were saying before. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Mm-hmm. John will collab with anyone if they don't like the same people that he doesn't like.
That's showbiz, baby.
Is that show business, or does that just mean he's got no spine?
All right, so Muttering Jay, world exclusive. Melendez celebrates victory over Shuli Network. I got to say, Stuttering John really delivered. Try to keep my ear to the Dabbleverse ground. So I repeatedly warned Shalom Shuli that the Uncle Rico Show's trailer trash show was toxic for him. It went unheeded.
This Muttering Jay might just be a bona fide journalist, my friend.
Yeah, so here.
I don't think you want to admit to that, John. Go back to that timeline. See if you want to admit to he's a good journalist.
Yeah, please don't start singing his praises, John. It's not
there's a few things on there you might not like too much.
You are correct, Carl. That's
kind of a dumb thing to do. I would not have done that. Okay, so him and Kevin Brennan's doing the same thing. They're all excited. The Shuli's network got taken off of YouTube.
Okay.
They're suspended for 2 weeks on YouTube. And so Shuli moved over to Rumble, and they're talking about they're going to have their own thing, and they're going to create their own thing that they're going to do. And the fact that people are celebrating this, you cannot like Shuli, you cannot like the Shuli Network, you cannot like people who are part of the Shuli Network. Why you would root for them to lose their channel is so far beyond me when you yourselves are creators and have channels on YouTube. There's a lot of speculation that Drunk on Cringe might be behind this, and Drunk on Cringe came out and said, well, I did report him, so it could have been me. They didn't message me back and say, okay, we got him because of you.
He was on Carlos Danger show just talking about it, wasn't he?
Well, he was actually on Jake Hudson, but he might have been on that too because he's been making the rounds.
Jake Hudson has his own show now?
Oh, yeah. Jake Hudson has his own show for a while. You haven't been invited on? I could probably get you an invite if you want.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
But this is what's crazy is that Kevin Brennan and Stuttering John are sitting there happy that Shuli got his network taken down, and it's for a bullshit reason. They showed the screenshot of the violation for violence 2 seconds into the show. It didn't make any sense. It was obviously reviewed by a bot because they appealed it and they immediately overturned the appeal. So yeah, they're gaining the system. They're using YouTube against them. And we were just having this conversation right before the show started. All of us hated the FCC. I think all of us can agree we don't want an agency censoring free speech or stopping a show from being on the air. We all hate that. And now that anyone has that kind of power because they can go and they can copyright strike or they can put in whatever kind of complaints and maybe get a channel taken down. Now they're all for it. Oh, well, I don't like those people, so I'm going to get their channel taken down. That's fucking bullshit. What are you doing?
I appreciate you practicing what you preach. You even helped Ched Zumak when his channel went down.
Correct.
And that was the right thing to do.
It's
because
always the
going
right
after
thing to do.
people's channels is absolutely amateur garbage.
And
it is attention-seeking behavior.
Right.
And it is the most petty fucking thing you could do to prove you're a bitch.
It proves you're a bitch. If you're like, I don't like these people and they shouldn't be allowed to talk on the internet, well, then you're a bitch. John went on KC's show last night, and anytime you see John, remember, John's on the West Coast. So this is like late afternoon, early evening for him. This is not late at night. And John is just hammered. He's just wasted.
It's still summertime. What else has he got to do? Leave the man alone.
He's just wasted
Let him have a
whenever
good
you
time.
see him on these shows, anytime after 4 p.m. And he just gets
Killed
very, very easily.
Bowie.
All right. Hey, the funeral director just got pulled over for a headlight out with us playing in the background, and he loves us. Funeral director, I hope that you got a fix-it ticket, and I hope that you are not inebriated like Mr. John.
I'm not inebriated.
Or
But
had a couple sodas.
I can't believe that you would believe anything this guy says. But
I believe what funeral director says. He turned me on to the guy who was mad at his woman.
we finish this game. I have the.
No, we're almost there, buddy. We're almost out of here. Doom clone.
I'm not in that bad.
You are cut off.
What seems to be
Is
the
that your-
opposite problem.
Is that your professional opinion?
Okay. So this is a fun chat that comes over that John responds to because people are worried about him. He's visibly not doing well.
Yeah, I don't like to see those kind of clips.
Joe, sir, KC and John, I appreciate you. Both of you contribute to radio history, but John has to stop drinking. He imagines he still has talent while he's just a mess. He needs to quit drinking right away. That's very nice that you can. But I think John has a lot of talent. John, what do you say to that?
Case, I don't drink as much as all these assholes think I do. But I did do an edible.
Uh-oh.
Okay, he did an edible. He's just having a goofy old time, and you're just picking on him.
I love when John goes back and forth between I don't drink as much as people think I do, and then I go to the pub every day. It's like, no, we know how much you drink. It's every day. That's what the problem is here, is that you're drunk by 5 p.m. every single day.
But here's the thing about people who drink every day like that, though.
Yeah.
There's a tolerance that gets built up.
You would think. And yet, he's visibly inebriated on these shows. Now, he's going to tell us a story that he's never told before about crabs in a bucket. I bet you've never heard this, Vinnie. You're going to learn something about human behavior as it compares to crabs in a bucket. And John does a great job of telling this story, as he always does. Repetitive prick.
She goes, John, do you know when you put a bunch of crabs in a bucket? I didn't know this. Have you heard this case?
Yeah.
She said when you put a bunch of crabs in a bucket,
He goes, yeah, I know. Yeah.
eventually one crab crawls its way out. And what do the other crabs do? They pull that crab back in because they don't want that crab to leave. And she equated it to with me leaving the Stern Show. It was like not only, mad at me for leaving, but also mad because what does it say about them? They have to now do some introspective shit and go, well, why didn't I do? Why didn't I think about that? So they're not only mad about me leaving, they're mad that they couldn't figure out how to get the fuck out, Case. And that's why, Maurice, I love you, because that is the best analogy and the best thing that I heard. And
Good analogy.
And I swear to God, I believe it to be true. And Mary Delabonte was the only one to actually acknowledge that. And that's why I will always love her.
Nice.
Because
Okay. That's a good place to stop because I have some clips from an old Stuttering John podcast that I want to play.
I don't know what you were laughing at so hard over there, Krabby Carl.
Okay. This is Stuttering John on an old show talking about how he thinks Gary Delabate was cheating on his wife, Mary. But look at, there's a guy code here, right? We can all agree.
Because I wouldn't call somebody out for cheating. I think it's like you're breaking the man code.
Right. You'd be breaking the man code. Later on in that same episode, not much longer after that.
I want to send this audio to Mary because Mary's the nicest person in the world. She should know that her chimpanzee of a husband is fucking cheating on her.
So wait, which is it, John? You want to tattle on your friend, or
Why would you do that, John?
He's an asshole.
John, that's not cool, dude.
Hypocrite!
That was a long time ago.
Hypocrite!
You can't blow in your buddy like that.
So the fact that he's talking about the crab bucket thing again, I want to point this out, and I'm mad at myself because I never got a chance to talk to John about this the few times we've had face-to-face. The last time I wasn't prepared. I just called in quickly on a whim. He was on a crusade to get J.D. Harmeyer fired because it was leaked that J.D. was texting these girls. I think he was married at the time or maybe had a fiance, and he was texting these girls and trying to hook up with these girls over social media, Instagram or something. And John on his show was talking about, we're going to expose him. I'm going to send this to HR. It's serious. We're going to get him fired. And it's like, how does that do anything for you? That is crab behavior right there. JD still has a job. I don't. Let's make sure he's unemployed. Let's pull him down from escaping the bucket. Let's get everyone. This is how John operates. And he acts like he's above all of this. Hypocrites!
Everybody forgets about the poor lonely crab who makes it out of the bucket.
Yeah.
And just stands around all lonely
like,
while all the other crabs celebrate and have a good time in the bucket.
All my friends are still partying over there.
You're like, no, dude,
to the party.
Maybe they were pulling back going, no, buddy, we love you. Stay with us and hang out.
Yeah, we're family.
We're family in the bucket here.
Don't lose your way, sir. Oh, the very end of this episode, I think, was telling because you're friends with John. I was friends with John for a couple of hours there about a month and a half ago. So this is telling with KC. John needs a friend so fucking badly.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, it gives us great insight into the inner workings of it. But Johnny, I'm going to bed, or I'm going to watch the end of the games here. And
I'll see you, pal.
So much, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, buddy. Thank you so much. Great.
Yeah, you pick up the fucking phone.
I will text you at any time, but you know I don't pick up the phone.
Why? Is that an OCD
I hate talking.
Oh, you hate talking, but you do a show. Good.
Yeah, that's enough. And an hour and a half is enough talking for anybody.
Right.
But I love you, Johnny. Great job.
John's one of those boomers who just wants to talk and talk and talk on the phone.
This is a phone call for him. He does not want it to end.
Correct. John is a lonely, lonely man. It's very obvious.
And I'm in full disclosure, I've told you, independent observer, every conversation I've ever had with him on the phone ended relatively quickly, smoothly.
Surprising.
It was not those situations at all.
Okay. I had a different experience. I had to excuse myself from the call in order for it to end. And I've talked to other people who have had a similar experience with John.
I'm not that much fun to talk to on the phone.
That's true. That's a good point. Even a lonely man would be like, all right, Vinnie, well, you have a good one. And
that checks out.
I'm going to go pick my toenails over
Wait,
here.
you called me.
Who are these podcasts?